Good morning, everybody. Beautiful sunrise right there. Actually, it's a little further than that. I'm gonna go ahead and do a part 2 video here. See if we can finish up the interior on the Mustang where we were working on it from the day before. See if I can get a little bit better on this door panel. I'm gonna work on some of the rest of the interior and see what kind of improvement we can make. All right, interior clean part 2. Here we go. I'm gonna spray a little bit of awesome right here. I'm gonna rub it in. And I'm just gonna use the rag and let's see if it makes a difference. Because I think, oh yeah. Yep, I know my lighting's real bad, guys, but I can tell the difference. Yep, I can tell. Of course, should be able to. I probably could have wiped off with regular water, but so what I'm wanting to make sure of, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to spray half this seat with the spray nine. And let's see if we can see a difference. Because you know, in the other video, I was real worried that I took too much dye off with the magic eraser for sure. I was concerned about the color, and I wasn't pushing as hard as it looked. But I'm going to spray half this seat, and let's see what we got here. Massage it in here. What we're doing different this time than what we did last time is I'm not using the eraser. I'm just going to massage this in. Try to do half of it. Might should have put a piece of tape. Might would have been better to give us a better a divider line, but maybe this will be good enough that we can tell whether we're doing any good or not. I'm gonna let that soak for just a minute. My wife suggested trying 409, and it didn't seem to do as good. 409 didn't. So I'm using this damp cloth again. The reason I'm using this cloth, I would say that's grime. I'm not going to count that as dye, even though it's the same color as the seat. There's got to be some dirt and grime coming off there, so I can definitely tell the difference. I hope the lighting's good enough for you guys to tell, but I can definitely tell a difference in this seat. So, you know, one of the things I was worried about was I taking too much dye off of the seat? And I realized with leather seats that you still have to condition them after you clean them. But that's clearly a huge difference. And I'm not seeing a lot of dye. I'm going to say if there is dye on there, it's minimum. I'm going to say that's grunge. I'm going to say that's grunge. Crud. Man, I think that looks pretty good. So I want to go ahead and just spray the whole seat, because you can clearly tell. I understand that, you know, probably anything you spray on is going to try to help some, but that makes a huge difference. This looks pretty good, and I'm thinking that this rag method is better, because from what I'm looking at here, even though this is wet and shiny, it needs to dry. That looks a little duller. So I'm thinking that eraser was a little much, and that's why I wanted to use the eraser on that seat compared to this seat. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean the rest of this seat and see what we got. A little spray gun. It's pretty cheap. Got it from the Family Dollar, which I know I've already told you guys that, but from somebody that may not be watching, I'm gonna go back over this again. So I'm just gonna soak it down good. I'm gonna hand massage it in. I can already see it's breaking some of the stuff up. And also my water is a lot clearer. And there's the mailman, because I ordered this a little something, so let's go get it. All right, guys, this seat has dried, and surprisingly, I think they're pretty close to the same. So maybe I didn't pull too much off of that. You guys look, I know, terrible lighting, but they look pretty good. They look pretty close to the same. So I think we're on to something. This seat looks awesome. It looks really, really good. As good as this seat looks now that we've got it clean, now that we've cleaned it, of course, I got to work on the edges a little more. I'm confident that'll come out. You know, I haven't even got to that edge yet. But LMR sells these seat covers. So you can actually take that seat out, pull the old cover off. I think you can buy it either way. Don't let me tell you a story here. I think you can either buy the covers or the cover and the foam kit. But there's some videos out there. I've seen it. So possibly maybe we could get away with just buying the one seat cover, because, man, this seat, I believe, after we condition it, this seat looks great. So, yeah, I'm not near as upset now as I was. These seats are very, very similar in color now. So I'm happy about that. So, all right, guys, that was the experiment. Bucket of water, wash, put it straight on, massage, rubbed it in, massaged it in, and look at that. I'm very happy with the results of that. So, all right, guys. So that was the difference there. I'm gonna do the rest of the seats, do the rest of the interior. I'm not gonna bore you guys with that. There's a million videos out there. The door panel, I'll clean it up. I'm gonna clean the dash up. You know, we've all cleaned our cars. We know what a good clean dash looks like. But I was just curious, and I done this video. There's other videos out there, and there's some professional detail guys. They do way better than what I've showed you here. This was just a rough thing, but I'm gonna tell you, the main thing I wanted to find out was if this seat would clean up where I could order the cover for this seat over here, because I want to say that kit's about $350 for that leather. So that's a lot cheaper than paying $700 and recovering both, because I honestly believe now, after we get this seat conditioned, get some leather conditioner on it, I think we're going to be able to get away with just getting the cover for that seat there. And of course the back seat, nobody ever sits in them. They just need cleaning. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy, guys. All right, guys, here's a little surprise. I wasn't quite expecting it to come today. All right. So what we have here, this is a very cheap kit. They make them more expensive. Here are some glue sticks. There's a little hammer. So what we have here, this is a dent puller. So here's the glue gun for the heat sticks, for the hot glue. So this right here, so what we do, I'm sure some of you've seen this, we take these, you pick out the size you want, take the glue sticks, put them in the hot glue gun, put them on the pegs, and then you go to, probably can't see it, but there's a pretty good size dent right there. So you glue it in with the hot glue gun, let it set for a minute, and then we're gonna see if we can pull some dents out. It was a pretty cheap kit. Bought it off of eBay. Similar kit to the same one in Amazon sales. We got these dents where the hood flew up. So I'm gonna try. I'm not a body man, but I'm gonna see if we can pull some of these dents out. This was $30 off of eBay. $30. I've thrown $30 away before. So pretty much that's what that is. Take the hot glue, put it in the glue gun, and pick out the right size part here. It's escaping me off the top of my head. I can't think of what I'm trying to say, but you put the glue here, fasten it, and then that slides into there. You adjust your gun, and then that pulls the dent out. So, and these, if you pull your dent a little too far out, these are actually designed to peck around the metal if you stretch it too far and put it back in place. So anyways, enough about that. I wasn't expecting this to come in. Here it is. We're gonna see if we can pull, maybe we can get some of these dents out. Where the driver of this car, the owner, he actually hit a deer. That's why those dents are in that car. He replaced the fender. He went to the junkyard and found a fender, actually the same color. He wanted a factory Ford fender. So he searched around and got lucky and found a fender that matched the car, and because it messed the fender up pretty good, he said. But those dents, that's where the deer hit the fender, and then it glanced off the door. That's how the dents got on the door. So what do you say? For $30, let's see if we can pull some of those dents out. I'll get to that video later on, but I wasn't expecting this to come today, but here it is. So we'll see if we can get some dents pulled out later on. Get back to the seats. All right, guys, just a quick video here. Got it cleaned up. Turned out pretty good. Looks really good inside. I did the back. It looks a lot better. In some spots, the cleaner dripped on me, kind of stained, but that's okay because I plan on buying some dye and re-dyeing this plastic because some of it's faded and everything. And believe it or not, dye, paint, whatever you want to call it, that's how they come from the factory. All of this plastic stuff, even this steering wheel, it's all been painted. dyed. I call it paint, they call it dye. It all comes, you know, you can buy it out of a spray can. LMR sells it. So I'll be re-dyeing some of this. I try not to let that happen, but I guess when I was cleaning some other, it dripped and kind of was a little too strong for the dye right there. But here's the thing. Clean versus crud is better. I can take a few stains where the cleaner stayed a little too long on the plastic over the crud. So, all right, guys. I think it looks pretty doggone good. All right. See you in the next video, and I hope you're all having a great day, and thank you for watching.